Welcome back to another exciting video about Xenoblade Chronicles X. A lot has happened in the time between my previous video and this video. I'm going to cover some of those exciting moments, interesting storylines, gameplay elements as well. So, brief overview. The scale robots after Chapter 9 are able to fly after completing a special side mission. And that is definitely the most exciting aspect. It's a little weird to go from jumping around all the time to flying, but it's definitely worth it. Really cool, really fun. And the controls took just a little bit to get used to. So here's my newest robot, my third robot. And when you complete the mission for your robot to fly, your teammates will all get those same advancements and abilities. So to start with the flying, it's just like you would jump with ZR, but now you're in flight mode. And you get a theme song every time you fly. Exact same song. It's your flight song. So from here, as you can see on the middle right corner of the screen, ZL descends, ZR ascends. And other than that, you just use your left stick, steer around. Camera, you can steer with that as well. And while you have the left stick pressed forward, if you click it in, just like you would run, you'll use this jet quick flying mode. And it is a really cool there are certain points and things that you can only reach while flying. And you may actually receive some missions before you have flight mode that require you to fly, but you'll just have to wait till you get this. And again, it's at the end of Chapter 9. Not that you get it in the story, but the mission becomes available to do so that you can get the flight mode. But once you get used to the controls, it's a pretty good and easy way to fly around. You actually go quite quickly across the landscape. So this is the first major development in my game. If you can notice in the upper left hand corner, my character is now level 54. And one is in part due to the amount of time that I've spent completing Affinity missions and other side missions. Mainly the side missions. Those are the ones with little question marks above character's head. And I have been working to increase the affinity level of specific characters, and some characters in which you meet through the side missions are new to your team. So that's been my main focus, to increase the affinity of new characters so that I can play their unique missions. And one thing that you'll get when you complete those unique missions is a special art. So this will be an art that that character has available to them. and it's located on the page where you first get them as an active teammate. It'll show their 3D character model on the left hand side, and it'll show a little description, biography about them, and at the bottom of that page it'll show their 2 unique special arts, and you get one of those arts when you complete their affinity mission to your character, and it's based on the weapons that they have by default. So you may get something like on Lynn's mission, a Gatling gun art, but if you don't use that weapon, you won't see it. You'd have to change your classes and change to that weapon. So speaking of classes, the party classes. So I managed to go through, complete the Enforcer, the Psi Corruptor, and the Mastermind. And here at the upper right hand corner of the screen, you'll see it says reach rank 10 to master this class's weapons. The ray gun and the knife, the standard arms is what it's talking about. And once you have mastered that, you are able to take those weapons and use them in any other class. So currently, I'm actually the Striker class, and its standard arms are the assault rifle and longsword. So having mastered the ray gun and knife, I can use either the ray gun or the knife with any combination of assault rifle and longsword, which I'm currently doing. I have ray gun and longsword. And it's important to remember and keep in mind that the arts are directly related to the weapons that you have. So I have many healing arts that are with the knife, but because I have a longsword equipped, those are not selectable for me to use with the longsword. So just keep that in mind. It will definitely change how you play the game and how you go through it. Here's the affinity chart. So I have Nagi as my teammate. He has 2 field affinity hearts, and this third one is a smaller heart. It's almost to the point where it'll become a larger heart, and that'll be completed in field. And when you look at the affinity missions, those hearts look the same size on that bar, but they do mean the complete larger field ones that you see on this screen. It's a little confusing. So there, we know his is almost 3, and here it shows 3, and they all look, like the smaller size, but it says affinity requirements not met. So I'm close to meeting those, and then completing this mission. I have all the required members, so I just have to increase his affinity. So other than the affinity missions, there have been many question mark missions that you see above characters' heads, and those have led generally to a lot of unique opportunities or advancements in the game, such as the machine that you can add slots to your weapons. But most recently, it has added many new alien species to New LA, as well as meeting some reoccurring sub-characters and such. So far, there's many more characters in New LA, not this exact location, but you may see them roaming around in these videos. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to cover. I tried an online mission, and those have multiple goals within them, multiple objectives, and it's usually defeating a group of enemies, group A, group B, group C, and they get progressively more challenging as you go along. Some missions will allow you to take your robot with you, some of them will be just on foot, and you get a good amount of items and experience and tickets from those missions. They're a bit more challenging, I would say, than the story missions. And this here is a basic mission. But the side missions with the question marks, those are usually very in-depth. Sometimes they can last, I would say, an hour, especially if you do not already have the items required for some of it, such as the collectibles. You just have to go around and find the little diamonds and hope that you get the items that the character needs or wants. Sometimes it is faster to go to the ticket machine in the barracks and spend your tickets to purchase an exact item that they need, especially if it's a rare item. But just keep that in mind when you complete some of those question mark missions that you see above characters' heads. Those can take an hour, maybe even a little more if they're really long or in depth. But those are always very interesting, and there are some scenarios where it is a life or death situation for the characters within the game, and you can see those characters on the outer edge of the Affinity map. So I'll pull that up here, or chart. So I can zoom out here. It goes a long way. So here's this outer ring of characters. There are so many in this game. And within the missions, you know, certain characters have the potential of surviving. They're always precarious, dangerous scenarios. Weirdly, there's a lot of kidnapping or something like that going on in this game, but you can usually find a way, either for the villain or for the captured person in trouble that needs help, to survive the scenario. Sometimes they will not. It's just written. It's forced that way. And those choices don't make an absolute difference, but they do increase the affinity of certain characters depending on how you answer them. And yeah, mainly I've just been doing some basic missions, and the social missions are the ones that will advance either new alien races or actually unlock new side missions with the question marks. So here's one that's social. It'll always have like ... for the reward and the money. If I can accept this one, we'll just kind of see how this starts. So it's been updated there. There, set this one. Alright, we can either run down there or use the gamepad. It's down in the park. I think we'll just run over here, get the robot, fly down. My mechanical skill is still level 4, as well as my archaeology, and the biology skill is maybe 3. I'm not sure how to get that 5th and final one for mechanical that I need to activate the orange beams. Here we go, we accepted the basic mission. Now we have the question mark side mission. Here we go, we gain some affinity. Usually a searching mission. Sometimes it's usually a rescue mission. But they are, within the stores, once they get going, are very interesting. So here we go. Now that's changed from the basic mission into this normal mission. And then we'll have a lot more to do. So there's just the basic mission completed. Alright, well, we'll continue this in the next video. Thank you for watching this far.